The following is my first ever attempt at an overtly political video. As such, it contains opinions. These opinions, and the hyperbolic words I use to express them, might not match your preconceptions of what you think they should be, and for that I respectfully refuse to apologize. I welcome open discourse in the comments, and I have no problem with respectful dissent, but at the end of the day, this is my goddamn video, and I have zero tolerance for dissent laced with rudeness, condescension, righteous anger, open hostility, or baseless crooked Hillary false equivalency horseshit. And if you leave a comment with one or more of those things, I will probably delete it. If you have a problem with that, kindly go fuck yourself and post your feedback elsewhere. If our president-elect gets to set the First Amendment on fire and use the flames to burn journalists, comedians, and Broadway fucking musicals at the stake, then I get to moderate a measly comment section. Thank you. Also, this video contains profanity. You have been warned.
So tell me, future boy, who gets elected President of the United States in 2016?
Don. You know what? Fuck it. I'll just stay in the past.
I really don't like politics, and I was really looking forward to the election being over so I could mostly ignore politics again for 4 years, so I'm pissed on multiple levels. As you can probably tell, I have not exactly approved of, there's no other word for it, the atrocity my country committed on Tuesday, November the 8th. In the month since then, I have alternated between anger, malaise, denial, occasional blessed distraction, and sheer pants-shitting terror at the prospects of the future of this whole wacky America experiment. Also, I think I'm racist against white people now. Not all of them, I'm sure you're one of the good ones. And before anyone gets the wrong idea, this is not about partisanship. If Romney had won back in 2012, I would have been disappointed for maybe an hour and then moved on. This is about America looking at a racist, misogynist, disrespectful, fear-mongering, tax-dodging, pathologically lying reality show ignoramus with zero political experience who somehow managed to bankrupt a casino! And also has probably raped some people. And enough voters in a few crucial states said, yup, let's give that guy our nuclear arsenal. What's the worst that could happen? And no, I'm not gonna show a real picture of him. I love you people too much. So, thanks, America! Thanks for saving us all from those scary email servers lodged up inside Hillary's vagina, or whatever the fuck you were angry about. And now the whole world has been thrown into chaos. The KKK is celebrating, the alt-right has gone full Nazi, people are bringing rifles into pizzerias, Spaceship Earth is the Death Star, Lightning McQueen is dead or something, I don't know what the fuck is going on! And in the midst of all the rage, the confusion, the finger-pointing, the increasingly desperate attempts to wake up from this interminable nightmare, one massively important issue has somewhat slipped through the cracks. What are they gonna do about the Hall of Presidents? For those unfamiliar, the Hall of Presidents is an audio animatronic show in Liberty Square at the Magic Kingdom at Walt Disney World in Florida, as immortalized in the dialogue of Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
Welcome to the Hall of Presidents.
It's basically a bigger companion to Great Moments with Mr. Lincoln at Disneyland. But instead of just one president, it contains full-size, lifelike audio animatronic sculptures of all 44 presidents of the United States. Soon to be 45. Ever since Nixon resigned, the Hall of Presidents has been updated with another new animatronic every time a new president takes office. And ever since Bill Clinton took office in 1993, it's been tradition for the animatronic of the sitting president to get his own speech in the show, and for that president to lend his own voice to that speech. And now Bob Iger, who incidentally is set to be part of the Dictator-elect Strategic and Policy Forum, has announced that, yes, some poor schmucks at Imagineering have to write the speech and sculpt an animatronic for Fuckface Von Clownstick. And people are understandably upset. I mean, look at this protest footage. Look at all these Disney Park fans who don't want to see the Hall of Presidents tainted forever by a petulant scam artist. It's become kind of a problematic attraction in that regard. You see, as the years went on and the partisan bias in this country grew stronger and angrier, the the Hall of Presidents started attracting a fair share of controversy just for being what it always was. I started noticing it around George W. Bush's second term. I went to Disney World in 2007, and I saw the Hall of Presidents for some reason, and people booed when W started talking. They booed so loudly, even I could hear them over the sound of my own booing. During the Obama administration, our country became even more divided, and now Sniffles Orangutan here will almost certainly exacerbate the problem. And Disney really doesn't want that. I mean, it's supposed to be the happiest, least controversial place on Earth. They don't want attractions that'll angry up the blood. They have Small World for that. So why not avoid the backlash and replace it with something else? Like, say, an East Coast clone of Lincoln. Everyone loves Lincoln. Except this guy. Well, two reasons. Number one, it would look extremely partisan to suddenly close it down just before Dickless McSpraytan took over. That would just risk creating another backlash in the opposite direction. I mean, remember, pizza fork venereal disease did win Florida by a mere 113,000 votes. Hillary would have won Florida if she'd just had Jill Stein's votes and a quarter of Gary Johnson's votes. Are we sure there aren't any Disney parks in Canada? Well, look harder! And secondly, the Hall of Presidents was Walt's idea. And if you think the supporters of this lunatic are annoying, try the Disney park purists. Walt originally conceived it as a show at Disneyland called One Nation Under God, which would have been the cornerstone of a proposed Liberty Street expansion. But the technology really wasn't there yet at the time, so Walt had to settle for Great Moments with Mr. Lincoln, which opened at the New York World's Fair in 1964. But somehow, in the next 7 years, they were able to go from one humanoid animatronic to 37.
In a row?
By that time, Walt was dead, of course, and his brother Roy was dedicating every last ounce of breath to realizing Walt Disney World, which, of course, opened in 1971 with the Hall of Presidents as one of its opening day attractions. So, yeah, you've got a Roy O. Disney passion project made specifically to cater to what Walt would have wanted. As you might imagine, the whole Walt is love, Walt is life crowd really doesn't take too kindly to removing anything that was Walt's idea, no matter how ill-fitted it is to modern sensibilities. Ahem, ahem. You know, the rest of the world hates us even more now. Mark my words, tourism to the United States is going to fucking plummet after January. So if Disney was interested in being completely honest for a change, they could close the Hall of Presidents and respond to the inevitable backlash with, hey, you scared all the foreign tourists away, so fuck you too. But they're not gonna do that. They were too diplomatic to even give Randy Moore a proper fuck you. So they're going forward with the fully functional animatronic of Tangerine Face Weasel Hair Putin Lackey III, and I don't see a realistic way out of it. I did see a way out of it on November 7th, and so did pretty much all the polls, but America proved my optimism disastrously wrong. As of the 4th of July weekend, the Magic Kingdom will feature 2 attractions starring angry Donalds. And not only that, but even if this walking, talking conflict of interest gets impeached so fast that his administration makes William Henry Harrison's look like FDR's, as long as he makes it to his inauguration breathing, he will still go down in history as the 45th president of these United States. And as such, his animatronic will be in that fucking show forever!
Welcome to the Hall of Presidents.
And the worst part is, this might only be the beginning, folks. I mean, this is not a man renowned for his restraint. You give him an inch, he might just take over the whole goddamn kingdom. Before long, Cinderella Castle will be twice as big and spray-painted gold. His supporters will spray-paint swastikas all over It's a Small World. He'll demand an apology after Monsters, Inc. Laugh Floor laughs at him. He'll order drone strikes against the magic carpets of Agrabah. Beauty and the Beast will now be about him and Melania, with Melania as the Beast. His sons will hunt all the Jungle Cruise animals. Mike Pence will electrocute the country bears, even though they're already electric. Hillary will be sent to the pirates jail, but then not. The partner statue will have a plaque that says, "We're gonna build a Walt and make Roy pay for it." He'll get frustrated at not knowing which part of Ariel to grab. think about it. And, of course, at the end of the Haunted Mansion, you'll be asked to bring your long-form death certificate. All coming soon to the MAGA kingdom. Bring the kids. All thanks to an inexperienced, oversensitive, easily manipulated, whiny, humorless, fraudulent, small-handed, gaslighting, fat-shaming, fact-ignoring, Mexico-hating, Muslim-registering, New York-ruining, climate-change-denying, swamp-non-draining, free speech antagonizing, Nazi-enabling, war crime advocating, popular vote losing, pumpkin spice flavored, oogie love abortion, who by all accounts didn't even really want the fucking job! But hey, at least Liberty Square recently got a new Muppets live show too. That ought to be worth the...
He sits alone on a giant throne, pretending he's the king. A little tycoon's rather like a puppet on a string. And he throws an angry tantrum if he cannot have his way. And then he calls for Mom while he's sucking his thumb. You see, he doesn't want to play. Too late to be known as John the First, he's sure to be known as John the Worst. A pox on that phony king of England.
Well... at least there's always Universal Orlando, right? I mean, at least they're not working with anyone even remotely responsible for this debacle. Oh, come on!
And America's a hard religion. Not just anyone may enter.